Yuma Catholic boys basketball seeks to keeping its full throttle pace. Good morning, everyone. Under first-year head coach Ricky Barnes, the Rocks are playing at a high level, winning 10 of their last 11. Last night, they would get a tough test in the Estrella Foothills Wolves. You can see the pregame introductions there with Jalen Barnes, and there's Mr. Jagan Cleary. And speaking of Jagan Cleary, he would get started early, bombing from downtown, hitting it from the corner, 4-2 Rocks just like that. And then Jalen Barnes looks like he's going to drive inside, but kicks it right back out to Cleary, and you know what he's going to do with it. Another three-point play. He would have 14 on the night. Off the inbound now, Carter Rodriguez fires this one up court to Troy Mitchell, wide open, and of course, that's the result you're going to get in that situation. Rocks up 9-2. But Estrella would close in the lead, but Jalen says, I got no problem with that because I can do this. Hits the three-point play off the glass, and the Rocks would be up 18-13 at the half. They would wind up winning this one by a score of 60-55 in a highly contested game. In other prep basketball action, on the boys' end, Antelope playing the role of the road dominator? That's right, that's not a typo. 68-37, Antelope wins. The girls follow suit as well, owning Glendale Prep and Yuma Catholic. Well, things didn't go well for the Lady Rocks. Coach Jesus Quintana and the Yuma Catholic girls soccer team are talking perfection as the Lady Rocks are 12-0 with 3 games to go before the playoffs. Last night, they would get their toughest late season test against Mojave. Coach Quintana giving his words of wisdom during the break. Late first half, Carla Navarra driving down the right sideline and crushes this kick into the back of the net. Just like that, 3-0. And by the way, Navarro had 2 goals and 2 assists in the game. But then Mojave would have the advantage in the second half. They'd score 2 goals, including that one, to cut YC's lead to 1. And then a key moment in the half, Karen Melendrez is going to collide with the opposing keeper, and that keeper would have to leave the game with an injury, bring on the backup, and it would benefit the Lady Rocks because on the ensuing play, Melendrez, the long-distance kick, and you can tell the inexperience was factoring into that keeper. She couldn't hold on to that one. YC up 4-2. Melendrez had a hat trick of goals, 3 on the night, and YC would win 5-3, keeping their unbeaten, undefeated streak alive. Speaking of Yuma Catholic on the boys' end, guess what? The boys are unbeaten as well, and they're going to stay that way. 7-1 over Parker. Jorge Ruiz led the Rocks with a hat trick of goals as well on that particular contest. Well, moving on to prep wrestling, the Yuma Criminals are proving themselves quite formidable with an overall record of 24-9 in dual competition. The Crims played host to Dysart, Raymond S. Kellis, and arch rival Kofa in this season's lone home meet. This is the first meeting between Kofa and Yuma on the mat this season. Kofa's last overall victory over Yuma in wrestling was 2 years ago, a match they won at the Palace. Would they continue that last night? Well, in the end, Yuma showing why they've become a stronger team. And they definitely outlasted Kofa, winning 54-19 in team competition. There were 5 unbeaten criminal wrestlers, not just in that match, but against the other matches in this particular meet as well. Congratulations to Yuma. They'll be giving the other teams a run for their money in the coming weeks. And finally, we leave you with a friendly neighborhood reminder. The Winter Olympics will be airing on NBC News 11 2 weeks from now, folks, 14 days. We'll be sure to bring you complete coverage of the games in Sochi, Russia. We're done with this round of Sunrise Sports. We'll send it back to you.
Preparing for our offense is a nightmare for defenses.
Year in and year out, Coach Rhett Stallworth and the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks make the most of the talent they put on the field. Last season alone, the Rocks' wide-open offensive attack amassed close to 5,000 yards and more than 60 touchdowns against opposing defenses. This fall, YC has to fill in the ground game void made by the departure of graduating tailback Cody Haslett.
Our offense is so multiple that we just have to tweak a couple of things every year that help us to draw from the talent that we do have. And we're going to utilize the talent that we do have, which means we're probably going to throw the ball a lot more this year.
Returning junior Jagan Cleary was a big reason why the Rocks went deep in the 2012 Division V playoffs. This year, they'll need him to take a bigger role behind center.
If we can get him to the point that we want him to be, it'll almost be like having a coach on the field while we're calling the offense, and that'll be good. He'll have the ability to make some checks and some adjustments and get us the right play at the right time.
Like the Rocks offense, their defense returns 5 starters, including Moises Bersenis, who coaches are counting on to become a focal leader in the unit's front 7. Even though the team has depth concerns in the trenches, the instilled belief of high expectations drives the players to keep striving for the ultimate goal, another championship.
Program works, you know, it's been proven in the past. Like, he knows how to coach us. He has a great coaching staff. We all have great coaches.
Here, I'm proving that I could be the best player, I can be a leader, and they teach us every day never to give up and just find a way to finish.
But you can't take away the fact you had a great season. Of course, you played a great game. Sometimes these things happen. Now we go over to Sydney, and Sydney, you're a senior defender on this team, and they're going to lose a few defenders, but what does it mean to you to be a part of something special like this where your team went unbeaten the whole season and did so remarkable? Irene and John, every year it's a given that we have prep athletes from this area that move on to play at either a junior college or a 4-year institution. But in Imperial High School earlier today, 3 of the Tigers' offensive weapons have sealed their fates with their chosen future programs. CIF San Diego section record holder Royce Freeman has officially signed on, no surprise, with Division I power Oregon. Senior quarterback Chris Carter will join up with Army next fall. Meanwhile, offensive lineman standout Evan Pumphrey signed on with Arizona Christian University. For Freeman and Carter, today's signing event may go down as one of the biggest moments in their lives. Well, from the collegiates to the preps, the Brawley Wildcats have stormed through the IVL, 2 games away from finishing the season unbeaten in the league with the league title already in the bag. They pay a visit last night to last year's league champs in what would be a heated battle. To Southwest High School we go. Wildcats coach Philip Fennell looking on, as well as Eagles coach Lisa Henshaw. Brawley already up a set. The Wildcats' Jasmine Jones right here about to get stuffed. Yeah, by Taylor Ross of the Wildcats. And Southwest would be fighting all night long. Brawley setting up. Kiana Brass Knuckles gets a nice dig, and then Alessandra Marquez gets the blocking treatment by Caitlin Williams. Eagles would pull ahead, but then the Wildcats would heat up. Look at this serve by Mia Adams, showing us how an ace is done. Well done indeed. More Wildcats this time. Jasmine Jones powers this kill past the opposition, and Brawley would leave Southwest with a sweep, but they would have to earn it. 25-23, 25-22.